Well, hello, everyone. Happy Saturday morning. Welcome to Mud-June, because when this is recorded, it is May 2nd, and it is Mud-June. May and June just all turn into 1 month at the end of the Mary Kay year in championship season. So thank you for being here. And how appropriate is it that we are talking about the skincare class, full circle skincare class, because nothing will get you to your goals or pick up your momentum to head more readily into your goals for the new seminar year, or to wrap up the second half of 2026 more effectively than mastering the skincare class. And the great thing is you make money and learn skills while you're mastering the skincare class. So for those who have been with me on this whole journey, welcome back. For those who maybe you just got the link and you aren't registered, please register, because then you can get bonus content. You get the next links, etc. You are going to see a little banner going on with a QR code that you can take a picture of that takes you right to the board. And a board is something that you're going to want to open up on your computer. Even if you don't pay for boards on your computer, we've set it up so that you can open it up without paying for boards, but you're going to want to print it off from a computer versus a device. It's going to work much more effectively. So all that information is happening while I'm training here. And our purpose is to shore up your Mary Kay Business Foundation. And so I want to remind us what that means. Shore up. That's a verb. I'm reading right from the flyer. To reinforce or strengthen something that is in danger of failure. And after my 40 years in Mary Kay, the Shoring Up program is my gift back to this opportunity for everything it's ushered into my life, including eternity for me and my family. But it is a way to teach the coming generations what was poured into me by Mary Kay Ash herself, Daleen White, and the legacy leaders that I had a privilege to be trained by. And you've probably heard the saying, to whom much is given, much is required. And so it is my privilege and pleasure to be helping you shore up your Mary Kay Foundation. When I ask everyone that's registered, the number two things that are top from everyone, the continual registrations are the same: productivity, profitability, and focus. And so with that, we are focusing on 5 things, because the focus that I use in my business, and I believe will help anyone's Mary Kay business, I found this to be true, that there are 5 core behaviors and beliefs that have stood the test of time in Mary Kay and have built us to last. If you're using them, if you are believing these things, and if these are your core behaviors. There's no plan B. Burn the bridges. We're all in. 2, we make money selling this product. We're not just a personal use company it's not a Costco buying club. 3, the skincare class is the vehicle. There's lots of other ways to sell product, but the skincare class is the vehicle. Fast and strong is sustainable and profitable if your business is built on the skincare class. And 5, we play by the Mary Kay Ash rules of the game. And so today is the focus on the full circle skincare class. No Mary Kay Foundation that I've experienced, seen, built, observed, those have come, those have gone, that over the last 40 years is sustainable without skincare customers that have a relationship with you. Not you've sold it on a screen and they bought it from you, but you don't have a relationship. It's 2 ways. It's based on service versus solely selling. And consultants who hold skincare classes and recruit from and model full circle skincare classes. You guys, this is a big one. This is a big potential crack in your foundation that I'm excited to help you dig into. Resources that are going to help you with this topic: boot camp recordings on my YouTube channel. Subscribe to it. Boot camp 4. If you look on the board, it'll tell you which boot camp 1 through 6 topics are covered on each of those. For this full circle skincare class, boot camp 4 is the skincare class. Boot camp 5 is the 4-point recruiting plan. and boot camp 6 is the closing of the skincare class. And there's material on the board. There's bonus material on my website under the shoring section. Shoring part 5, the full circle skincare class. There's bonus material. One is me doing a skincare class training for you. Also on my YouTube channel, there's a playlist of 25 different top, well-equipped, profitable focused sales directors teaching you how to do various skincare classes, color classes, the process of getting leads and turning it into a face and party, all right there for you to use. So today I have asked Senior Sales Director Alden Sweeney-Wydo to share 4 topics that I wanted us to dig in today. And then I'm going to be speaking into some other things in between, around, and to wrap up. So Alden has been a star every quarter. That means every single quarter since she signed her agreement, 55 quarters, a star consultant. She knows how to sell this product. So that's 55 quarters, you guys. She's got her 10,000 hours in. 7 times quota sharing, 7 times quota sales, 9 times unit club. So that means 7 triple stars, 9 unit clubs, 8 cars, 4 pink Cadillacs. I turn this over to Alden Sweeney-Wydo.
Hey, you guys, happy Saturday. I'm so excited to get to share a few key things with you guys today that I think are really important components of mastering for a skincare class, facial, all of that stuff to make sure that you're getting the best results that you possibly can in your Mary Kay business and having full circle success, skincare classes, bookings, all of the things. And you guys, one of the main things that I think is really important is making sure that you sell yourself. And that is really important at any appointment is we want people to like us. You guys, the more people like you, the more likely they're going to be to support your business, to buy into your mission, your dreams, and to, purchase products and rebook with you, want to join your team. So I always say that my number one goal is that I want you to like me. And the best way to have somebody like you is making them feel important. So at this point of the skincare class or facial, I would have already, mingled with people. I would have already touched base with the hostess. I would have done all of that stuff before now. This is when people are sitting around the table. They've already affirmed the hostess. They've already, made the hostess feel great because who doesn't want to get compliments from all their friends? And that puts a thought in people's head of, I would like to be a hostess because I would love for my friends to say all this nice stuff about me because that's not a normal thing in the regular world culture. And you guys, at a skincare class, it is, I will not say it's magic. I will say it's where people experience the true culture of Mary Kay. That is where you feel it, and we bring that to the table. We make people feel important. We add value to people. We educate people in their space so that they feel that we've added value, no matter if they choose to use Mary Kay products or not. And that's something that we need to be loud and proud about. What we offer is very relevant, always has been, I believe always will be. But we want to make sure that we're sharing what makes Mary Kay so different. So I'm going to be sharing the I story and how I share a little bit about the Mary Kay opportunity as far as, how it was started, Mary Kay Ash, our founder, our rich history, how the products are different, and, concierge beauty with Mary Kay, like I would at a skincare class. So you guys, my name is Alden Sweeney-Wydo. I am a top sales director with Mary Kay Cosmetics. I have been building my Mary Kay business for over 13 years now. I started when I was 19 years old. I was going to college and I wanted to be able to earn the use of a free Mary Kay card because I knew that was an option in Mary Kay. And how I knew that was I actually came home from the hospital in a pink Cadillac. My mom has been in Mary Kay longer than I've been alive. And what I saw growing up is I saw a mom that was able to work at a very high level in her Mary Kay business, but keep the priorities of God first, family second, and career third. I saw the rewards that my mom was able to attain in Mary Kay and achieve without, sacrificing everything. She really had an integrated life. And I love that. But I will tell you one thing that I love the most. I love the control that my mom had of our Mary Kay, her Mary Kay business, but it was our family business. It was what supported our family, house, all the things. And I saw that no matter what the economy was like, I saw no matter what the job market was like, the housing market, all of those different things, I saw that my mom had stability of her Mary Kay business because she had customers that were loving the products because it really is the best. And she had consultants that were working their business all over the country because we have no territories for bettering their financial futures for them and their families. And it wasn't at the whim of an employer or an economy or whatever it was. And you guys, I don't know about you, who likes control here? I like control, a healthy control over my family's future finances and investing my time into something that I knew that would pay me over and over again. So I decided after rolling my eyes for quite a long time and saying I'm never going to do Mary Kay, I decided I'm going to do Mary Kay, see if it could be for me. And you guys, I fell in love with this business, helping women feel good about themselves through this product, helping women have choices and hope for a different future for them and their families through this opportunity. And this has been my full-time career ever since. So where I'm going with my Mary Kay business and you guys being here today helps support that. My goal is to build $1 million unit and help more women see how amazing this Mary Kay opportunity is, how amazing our products are, and make sure that Mary Kay is here for another 63 years. So what I'm going to share with you next is a little bit about our founder, Mary Kay Ash, and the products, and then we're going to get into the skincare class portion. So you guys, Mary Kay Ash was started in 1963 by a real life woman, Mary Kay Ash. She started this company on a legal pad of paper. She was thinking she was writing a book of all the things that she would do differently if she was in charge after spending a long time in her whole career in direct sales. And what it turned into was a business plan. So Mary Kay Ash started with a business plan first, chose cosmetics and skincare as the vehicle because she knew if you could change a woman's confidence, teach her how to feel better about herself, you could change generations. And isn't that so true? And now we're in 40 other countries. The products that you're going to be trying today were all made at our manufacturing plant in just outside of Dallas, Texas, a huge research and development plant, you guys. And that's very rare in the cosmetic industry to have all of your products made by that company. There are very few global manufacturers of products around the world. And so you can buy with confidence knowing that the products that are in these packages, they're all EU certified, which the European Union bans about 2,000 ingredients and the FDA bans about 20. So we definitely follow the EU standards of products, ingredients, sourcing, all of that. But you will not get Mary Kay products anywhere else except through your independent beauty consultant. And that's something that's amazing, you guys, is that you get a concierge beauty experience with Mary Kay. You get to try products before you buy them. We have a 100% satisfaction guarantee on all of our products. And you get somebody that knows you, that can help target the concerns that you have, that knows what colors are going to look great on you, that knows, all of that information. So we're basically your, beauty bestie and can give you a top-notch customer service experience. We're going to teach you today. I'm going to teach you through all skincare tips and tricks for our short time here today, but you are always entitled to a second appointment in Mary Kay so we can fine tune, we can go into some more dermo-cosmetic products, we could dive more into color, all of the things beauty, that you can get from me as your Mary Kay beauty consultant. And you guys, something that we always share at Mary Kay appointments is that there's a Mary Kay beauty consultant at every single appointment. And I wonder who it's going to be here today. Mary Kay Ash started this, and we are now in our third generation. Mary Kay Ash's grandson is actually our CEO right now. We're a debt-free and family-owned company, and a portion of all of your products, all of our product proceeds goes towards our Mary Kay Ash Charitable Foundation that has raised over $100 million to help research and development to eradicate cancers that affect women, but also to give grants all over the country for domestic violence shelters and education as well. So really, Mary Kay is a brand that gives back and always has been. Mary Kay started this because she believed in 1963 that there was not an opportunity anywhere in the world, and especially in the United States, that women could be paid with their worth around the priority system of God first, family second, and career third. And you guys, she started with that dream and 9 of her girlfriends, and we're in 40 other countries. And I'm so grateful that I get to pass on these amazing products. We're number one in direct sales in skincare and cosmetics in the world. But you guys, I'm most excited about passing on this opportunity of Mary Kay because I believe that it's more relevant and needed now than it even was, 20, 30, 40, 60 years ago. So thank you for trying these products. I hope that you leave my space today feeling better about yourself. I hope that you learn with tips and tricks. You leave with tips and tricks to know how to best take care of your skin and have the most confidence that you can in the skin that you're in. And we're going to have a portion later on where you can ask some questions, about the business, any questions about products, all of that stuff. I'm really excited to dive in and spend some time with you guys today and add value to you.
Okay. I love the things that Alden shared. And she reminded me when she was talking about wanting the people to like her and everyone has a sign around their neck saying, make me feel important. Also, what's in it for me? And I remember at my first leadership conference, brand new, like debuted December 1st, went to leadership conference in January, and Mary Kay Ash was on stage speaking, and she shared with all her directors that when you go into a skincare class, you are not going in with dollar signs in your eyes. You are going in to help those women feel better about themselves. And when you do that, you're going to make more money than you know what to do with. And honestly, that kind of rocked my world. I had just gotten out of business school. That wasn't something that was taught business school, although in the business school I went to, Mary Kay, the company, was studied in my marketing classes. Mary Kay is known to be all over the world, one of the best run companies in the world and best trained companies in the world. And so I knew it was a reputable company, but I had never heard take dollar signs out. Like it was profit and loss. And Mary Kay said in business, there is profit and loss, but there's also people and love. And she taught me how to balance that out. After I did my perfect start, book 8 to hold 5, I looked at how much money I was making. I left my job I have been educated for that was paying all my bills. And so from day one, I have done this to make money. So you have to learn how to not go into a party with dollar signs in your eyes. You have to learn not how to get a name with what you need for your checkbook or your Mary Kay career path. Like literally, this business is going to teach you how to be a servant leader. So you are still a business owner. You still have a bottom line. You know the numbers that you're doing. You know the math, the Mary Kay math. The math has to math or you're not making money. But you are serving people. That's your heart posture. Your head posture is that if I put the products on this many faces at this many parties, I'm going to have the money that I need because I know a third buys skincare. I average 50 to 150 a face, depending on my expertise and the clientele and the product line I'm presenting. And so I can go in there to help those women feel better about themselves. I love that she talked about that, she's selling herself first. You want the people to like you. You really do, to trust you. And then the company, family owned, family led company. I love that we use the UE standards. That's really important to share with people. All the things she mentioned, so important. It's selling the company. It's selling customer service. It's selling you. It's selling what we're different, why we're different. And when Mary Kay started this, no one was educating in skincare. That's why this was education-based versus sales-based. Do you notice that Alden wasn't talking about the products that we're selling and so focused on all the product knowledge and product this, product that? No, I mean, they can see that on Instagram and Facebook all the time thrown at them. They're taught about the company, Mary Kay Ash, the mission of this company, why women have been doing this all over the world for 60 plus years, like what this is really all about. So if they choose to use Mary Kay, that's what they're supporting. You guys, that's very different than going in and selling stuff. And then with the opportunities, that not selling the Mary Kay opportunity, but they're selling flexibility and stuff at cost that every other direct selling company does also. That isn't what enrolled me into this. And it isn't what enrolled you either, probably. And if it did, you're just like, I like this. Like, I love going into appointments to help women feel better about themselves. I don't like the obligatory buy. I hated the obligatory buy myself as a customer with other companies. And I definitely don't want to be that obligatory seller. I want to teach them how to cleanse, exfoliate, tone, moisture balance, and protect, why they want to use me, concierge customer service, why they want to use this company, why it's different than all the other ones around. And then, roll out through the skincare class. You guys, that's so different. And education is being done less now than it was back 60 years ago when Mary Kay started. It used to happen at some cosmetic counters. It's happening nowhere now. People are selling stuff, some out of desperation, and some that's just their business model. And that's fine. It's just not our gig. And honestly, once you do a skincare class with a flip chart and you teach people how to cleanse, exfoliate, tone, moisture balance, protect, you flip, squirt, smile, and say which set's best for you. I could do a skincare class now in my sleep still, because to get to the point of a national sales director, I've done thousands and thousands and thousands of personal skincare classes and classes to train other consultants how to do it. And when you embrace that this is the most important skill, the skincare class, and invest yourself into a perfect start, 5 parties, 25 to 30 faces. Do it again, 25 to 30 faces for a power start. Do that twice, 20 parties in person. You guys are going to own this, and all this training is going to make so much more sense. So I hope that you got as much as I did. I was reminded of so many reasons why I'm so glad that if a woman comes to our party, our class, and for those of you, some call it a party, some a class, it's the same thing. Mary Kay always wanted it called a class. It's a party because it's fun, but a class because they're learning something, and that's different. So you can use those any way you want. We use them interchangeably, really. So sometimes that's confusing for people. But education is the method. It's not selling. So when people are like, I'm not the salesperson type, excellent. Will you educate? Will you treat women like there's something in it for them, that this is about them, you're serving them. And if they walk out not buying anything, they have a really good taste in their mouth about Mary Kay. But because our product is so great, even when you're brand new and you don't have all the knowledge, and don't be afraid to say, I don't know, I'll check on it for you. People appreciate your honesty. And then you go to In Touch and most of the answers are there, especially if it's product knowledge. But it's going in there to help those women feel better about themselves. I guarantee you, like Mary Kay said, a third to a half are going to buy skincare. And some of those people are going to be with you for the rest of your life. Okay, I'm going to turn this back over to Alden to see what else she wants to add to this conversation.
All right, you guys, now I want to show you how I share a Mary Kay business opportunity at all of our appointments. So obviously you guys heard I set it up at the beginning so people know I'm going to be talking more about the opportunity, but I've done this since I started my business. At every single appointment, I took it as Bible truth that there was a new beauty consultant at every single appointment. And there is if we talk to people about it, but I will say I've always strive to keep the main thing the main thing. I never want people to feel like they were bait and switched in any way, shape, or form. I am very black and white in my communication. I want to be as clear as possible so people know they're here for a skincare class. They're going to learn about how to take care of their skin, the best products to do so. They're going to fall in love with the culture, the community, all of those things. But I also want to make sure that I'm doing the second half of my job, because our job is to sell products and to share the opportunity at the same time, not one at the expense of another. And I find that This way of how I've shared the opportunity from the beginning has been simple, and I think I'm sorry, excuse me. I think it is the best way that I have found that in a fun, interactive way gets people to learn about Mary Kay, whether it's for themselves or other people. So this is what I would do during a charcoal mask time frame or during a repair peel time frame, any time frame that people have products on their face. Captive audience, you guys. Throw some eye patches on, whatever it is. I build this in so it is part of my skincare class, whether it's 1, 2, 12, 20, how many ever people, virtual or in person. So people got their product on their face, and I would say just like this. All right, you guys, now that we have the charcoal mask on your face, that's going to sit, do all the good things that I just explained. Well, that is on your face, and we're going to rinse it off in a little bit. So while we have that charcoal mask on, what I would love for you guys to do is I would love for you guys to think of any questions that you're curious about or that you think people are asking out in the real world about Mary Kay, the business side of things. So we just went through some product stuff. We're going to go through some more product stuff. So for a few minutes here, we're going to talk about the business stuff of Mary Kay. You guys, I know there's a lot of women that have absolutely no idea what Mary Kay is about at all. There's some people that have never even heard of Mary Kay. I've been in my pink Cadillac before many times, sadly, and people have said, oh my goodness, I didn't know Mary Kay was still around. So I really want to make sure that I'm doing my job, sharing that Mary Kay is around and what Mary Kay has to offer. It could be for none of you at this table, but I would love for you guys to ask questions that you're curious about. Nothing's off limits. You can ask me about income. You can ask me about cars. You can ask me about anything. And I'm going to give you guys tickets for asking me questions. And then I'm going to give a prize away. Who likes prizes? Okay. Awesome. And you guys will notice that I have setting out this info sheet. This shows all about Mary Kay. So you can see our cars here. You can see it shows that we make money with sales of the products. We have a car program, team building, benefits of a Mary Kay business. So you guys can take a look at this as well. You can see average profit from building a sustainable business with Mary Kay. But I would love for you guys to ask me any questions. It can be on this sheet. It could be things that you've thought about. This helps with my leadership training, and it helps me know what people, what real women like you really want to know about. Okay, pause, you guys. Back to training. The reason that I've always done that is because I want to see what questions people are asking me. I don't want to word vomit all Mary Kay rah-rah stuff all over people, because there's times where people, all they ask about is money. There's times all they ask about are tax deductions. There's times that all that people ask about is, do you do girls trips, all that stuff. So I let them ask the questions and kind of go from there. And again, I keep this in a short time frame. If people keep asking a lot of questions, I say, you know what, we've got a date over here for our individual consultation. I'm going to talk to you more about that later. So it honors their true skincare class product experience time frame. But some things that I do here that I think are important. Obviously, if people aren't asking questions, I'm going to start asking them questions. Like, are you guys surprised that we make a 50% profit on everything we sell? We're the highest paid in the direct sales industry. That's a lot of money and a lot of residual income. What could you guys do if you had $1,000 extra a month? How would that benefit you and your family? These cars here, they're real. I've had a free car since I was 19 years old. Car and the majority of the insurance paid for. I know most people, insurance and car payments are around $500 to $1,500 on average for one vehicle right now. Think about adding that extra to your income. So I'm getting people to think of these things, and then that usually sparks some questions on there. Sometimes I've said first question gets, 5 tickets to get questions flowing. But you guys, during this time frame, usually, you're going to see how people are asking questions. I want to see how people are thinking. I'm picking out, as a professional recruiter for Mary Kay, and guess what? That's what you are too. I'm picking out the women that I would most like to work with in this process. I'm seeing who the leader is. I'm seeing who, when she asks questions, her friends are looking to her. I'm seeing who, I can see their wheels turning, even if they're quiet, you guys. I've had a lot of people that don't talk at all during any of the appointment time or anything, and they're ready to sign up. when I'm doing individual consultations with them. But I'm watching them at this time frame. And one thing that I think is really helpful, and a tip that I will give you guys, breaking all the rules, I'm writing on different parts of the profile card. Every single person should have a profile card filled out. This is how you get their information. Also, it took me till like 3 years in my business to realize that whatever they wrote and circled here gave you recommendations here. I literally think it was after my first or second Cadillac, I figured that out. So you guys, I hope that gives you hope. But in this referral spot here, because I use a referral sheet that has more than 10 spaces. So I use a referral sheet that has, 20 to 25 because I don't want to limit people to just 10. So on this spot here, I'm asking them questions as we get towards the close of their charcoal mask or whatever it is, so that I have kind of some marketing information. I have some information from them, but this helps me in my individual consultation and for follow-up purposes. So the questions that I would ask here, and you guys, these have, ebbed and flowed in my career, but I want to keep the main things. So I'm going to ask here, after, oh my gosh, we've done questions, I've done tickets for things, and you guys, what the giveaways could be, it could be one item at half off. It could be, a mask applicator. It could be if you're more seasoned and you've got some discontinued items or just overstock of some, products or eyeshadows or different things. It could be whatever you want it to be. It could be a little sample pack, but I have always run my business mainly on section 1 because we get wholesale and retail credit for section 1. So I go with full size product as often as I possibly can. But real quick here, you guys, what I want to know from them. And so I'm asking them, I'm saying, this is where you're going to put this feedback information for me in here before we rinse off your mask or peel or whatever it is and dive into the rest of our products. Number 1, what impressed you the most? What surprised you the most? Something that stood out that you didn't know before. I'd love for you to write that down. Number 2, if you ever in a million years decided to start a Mary Kay business, what do you think your reason for starting would be? Would it be extra income? Would it be to be able to be in a leadership position on your own terms versus waiting for that tap on a shoulder? Would it be to be able to have the confidence of running your own business? Would it be to have some more control over your family's finances? Would it be to build in some time freedom for the future? What might that be if you ever decided to start a Mary Kay business? Why? Number 3 is, why do you think you'd be good? What characteristics do you have that you believe would make you good at what I do? Are you really others oriented? Do you like helping other people? Are you competitive in a healthy way? Whatever it is, are you gritty? Write it down, why you think you'd be good. Okay. And then I would, be done with this, you guys, and we would set this aside. I think having printouts that people can always, take home with them is great as well. But I would have them put this to the side. We'd be rinsing off products at this time. And then I will be using this information for my individual consultations with them and for my own follow-up as well. And I would do my drawing and then we'd get on with it.
Okay, so recruiting is part of the skincare class. Between what Aldrin just shared and shoring up number 4 last session, the point can't get more clear, I don't think, that to shore up your Mary Kay foundation, sharing the product, educating about the product, meeting her needs in that education, and the opportunity go together, like peanut butter and jelly. I love that she says, I'm here for a skincare class, but also to share the opportunity. And she wants everyone to be clear, like, this is not a bait and switch. We're doing both here because by sharing the opportunity is sharing the company. It's sharing the mission. It's sharing about Mary Kay Ash. That's why I signed up. That's what recruited me. That is what recruited me. So I want more national sales directors in Mary Kay, more women that are excited about this opportunity in this mission field, not that sign up to get their products at cost and to make some money selling products. There's nothing wrong with that, but that's the trickle down effect. It's not the top. The top is us sharing the opportunity at every appointment, because put a sticky note in your flip chart. Mary Kay Ash said there's a new skincare consultant at every party. And we were taught to be quiet then and look around the table, because so and so will go, you should do this. You were just talking about needing extra money. Oh, you should do this. You're always doing our makeup before we go out. You should do this. Like, you're entrepreneurial, etc. They tell on each other. You tuck that away and you save it for the individual consultation. And I also love, she did her before, now, future story. You saw that modeled out beautifully. And, she said, there's a new consultant every party. Maybe it's you. And that's another great question and a great way to say it, because you just see kind of who leans in, who's making eye contact. It's giving you clues who to talk to and pick out as your sparklers. That would be your best recruit prospects. She showed Ari Hathaway's marketing sheet. That's on your board. Also in bonus content, it's Ari teaching how to use that. And let's talk about the flip chart, because you can get a flip chart. It comes in your kit when you get the pro kit. If you didn't get the pro kit, then you order it on section 2 from Mary Kay. Or we have just taken a concept that we saw out in the Mary Kay world. Like, plagiarism it's like totally acceptable in Mary Kay, but you then make it your own. You're not going to call us and say, I want the editable version of our Canva flip chart that we're giving to all of you. Because that's not how this rolls. I never called Mary Kay and said, you know what? I want a little difference on the flip chart that came in my starter kit. So can I get the editable version from Mary Kay Inc.? No. Just because we have these programs now that you can edit, our editing was sticky notes. So you use our Canva flip chart or the company's flip chart or your director's flip chart, whichever is better for you. Generally, people start with their directors or the companies, which generally, I always use the companies, and then had sticky notes on it. Right now, we chose to invest the time and the money into making a prototype Canva flip chart, because then as company information changes, we still have a classic legacy flip chart. Or I've been at Mary Kay when there's a time that we didn't have a flip chart. For whatever reason, the company decided it wasn't necessary. We were using a beauty book or a lookbook to do the skincare class. So you had one adult woman reading a brochure to another adult woman, and our skincare class numbers plummeted, our skincare class sales plummeted, and we had directors out there doing parties for all their consultants, called them debuts, but then started doing them for all their consultants, not just the ones that started as business owners, because most women were just selling product then. They weren't doing all the things we're talking about at a skincare class, the education, the opportunity, connecting them with you. So make your choice. What are you going to use for your flip chart? And then use sticky notes to remind you of the things. After you do 20 parties, I guarantee you that you are going to know what you don't know right now. And going into it, it's fine. You either use our Canva as it is, use the company's flip chart as it is, use your directors as it is. Do that for 20 parties. Then you're going to know what you want to customize and change to. But prior to that, it's not necessary, because all 3 of those will serve you well. The reason I say classic or legacy is because I was thinking about a classic education, and it teaches you, and I looked up a definition. It says, compared to modern education, classical education focuses more on thinking and reasoning than memorizing. It uses discussion and questioning instead of just lectures. And it seeks intellectual and moral development, not just career preparation. In simple terms, a classical education teaches you how to think, not just what to think or what to say, by grounding you in language, logic, and the great ideas of the past. And I love that definition, because in Mary Kay, a flip chart, it gave you the bones, but then you had to, think and use all the things you were learning at your career conferences, your 4 events a year, your weekly with your sales director. But you had to think about, okay, this just happened at a party. I want to change it. What am I going to tweak? How am I going to make that better and different? This is what shoring is. It gives you a textbook and all the resources then to think and apply. In every skincare class, you get better and better and better till you get to the point where literally, if I haven't done a skincare class in a long time, I could do one right now and do a really good job because the good news about this, you guys, is that the bones of a skincare class stay the same. Products may change, but the bones stay the same. And even if the company ever decided we don't need a flip chart or we don't have a video, we have all the resources already. It's a bleep on the radar screen. It doesn't adversely affect your profitability, your sustainability, and the transferability of this business for you to other women of the next generation of Mary Kay. Okay, I'm tossing this back to Alden for table close.
All right, so now we are to the point of our skincare class or appointment that we are showing the set sheets and we are doing a table close. You guys, this is very important because otherwise we're just presenting products and then what? If people aren't buying things, if they can't, have the option of buying things, then we're professional presenters. And I don't know about you guys, I don't have time for that. I'm here to get skincare customers. I am here to have women's skin transformed with our Mary Kay products, build a sustainable business, pass on this Mary Kay opportunity and help other women do the same. And part of that is being able to close a skincare class. And so that's what I'm going to walk you guys through today. So obviously everybody's already tried the products at this point. I've already gone through, had them feel how their face feels, compliment each other. Everybody's feeling good. Everything's lovely. They love how they look. All is well. They like me. They've heard all the things about the products, the opportunity, they're excited. Okay. And what I will say here, you guys, is that having products on hand and running your business like a business owner, this is where you see the difference. So I always encourage to be a business owner versus an order taker. So I have been demoing from full-size product my entire appointment. And they've seen me use my demo roll-up bag because that's what I've been pulling products out. And I have a roll-up bag, a retail filled roll-up bag for each person at my appointment, because if a woman can hold it, touch it, feel it, she doesn't want to give it back to you, you guys. And this is what turns maybe, $100, $200, $300 skincare class into $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 is if people can walk away with filled roll-up bags. Also, you guys, this is the best time management. If you can go and do a skincare class, have people trying products, buying products, you're walking out with a stack of cash and you're done. You've checked off your list and then you're on to booking your next appointments and you're recruiting all of that other stuff. You've maximized your time because you are getting paid like a business owner versus an order taker. So that's a huge, huge thing I highly recommend. So I'm going to show you guys how I would do a table close, showcasing this product and getting some more feedback from people on their profile cards so that I know how to best do my individual consultation. So obviously, you guys, I am so excited to hear your feedback, how you've loved all the products that you've tried, and how your face, skin, all of it looks, feels, everything. So now I'm going to show you guys, because I'm sure you've been dying to know, how you guys can have these products and take them home with you now that you know how to use them and you guys got to experience them for our time here. Imagine what your skin will look and feel like if you can use them for a week, a month, 3 months, a year, forever. I promise your skin is one of the best investments that you can put money into. It's going to represent you for the rest of your life. Okay, you guys. So you can see my special sheet here shows discounted prices. Who likes discounts? For just being here today, I have discounted specials for you guys on all of the favorite things. And I'm going to show you guys, I know you have seen me using this roll-up bag for our entire appointment today, but I'm going to show you guys how you can take this home with you. And the best part, you're probably wondering why you've had this roll-up bag sitting by your station, your beauty station, this whole time. It is for you. So I'm going to have you open it up and go through it with me so you can touch, feel. So what this is here is this is our Mary Kay roll-up bag. Obviously, it's cute, but it's very functional. So everything can hang in here. I always say it definitely was designed by a girl because you can have it hanging and open it up and stuff doesn't fly everywhere. It's clear so you can always see it. This can hang on the back of a shower door, bathroom, wherever. And then these also all Velcro off. So if you need to, take it to the gym, car, whatever, this is perfect. You can organize a ton of stuff in here. But today, what is in here is our full Queens collection. So say you fell in love with everything that's on your face, because I'm sure you did. I'm going to show you guys how you can get this at a huge discount. So this in here is our Time Wise Repair Set. This is our peel and our filler. This is our micellar water and oil-free eye makeup remover. And bottom pocket is customized with your foundation primer, a CC cream, and a brush. And this is also where you can add add-on spa products if you desire as well. You guys can walk away with this and have this in your bathroom with you tonight for just $409 for all of this product. You're saving $99. Again, who likes saving products? $99. Plus, you get to pick a spa bar item at half off. So maybe you want to treat yourself to the satin lip set or the hydrogel eye patches or whatever it might be. You can get that item at half off, which is more savings as well. So that is our Queen collection here. And then if you want to be a princess, you can get these top pockets. So pocket number 1, the full Time Wise Repair skincare, and then add on the peel and the filler. And that normally, you guys, would be $374. You get it for $309. So you're saving about $85, and you get access to the roll-up bag at half off, which obviously sounds wonderful. 20 is always better than 40, right? Okay, so that is our princess collection. And then if you just want to start with our skincare, that is normally $256 for our Time Wise Repair full set, but you can have it today for $209 and get you started there. So you guys, that shows all of those products. And I know you've got them, you're touching them, you're feeling them. So this can be your travel roll-up bag, and you can take it home and start using all these products right away. And you guys, one thing I always want to say is that with your skincare, it is an investment into, having the best skin that you can have. I always say, like we talked about in the skincare class, that, just your main morning and night skincare is like brushing your teeth. Adding on the peel or mask or those things is, like brushing and flossing. And then adding on all the extras is kind of like brushing, flossing, whitening, doing all that stuff. What I love with Mary Kay is everything's meant to work together, like we've talked about in the skincare class, but I can customize things for you as well. So you can choose which collection's best for you, and we can mix and match if there's some different things that you'd like to, fit in and out, so I can make sure to give you the best price for what you want to invest in today. Okay, so I know how to best follow up with you. I am going to have you guys pull out your profile card again. And this is going to be the last step that we do before we head over to our individual consultations for today. And so I'm going to have you be a rebel. Okay, you guys, you're going to be a rebel. So this says for independent beauty consultant use only. You're going to do 1, 2, or 3. So number 1 is, if money were no object, which products would you take home tonight? If money were no object. So wish list. And you guys can just say everything, whatever you would take home if you could just grab it and run. Do not do that. We're not going to do that. But think of what you would take. Number 2 is for that second appointment that I talked about, that we can do more color, we can do more dermo cosmetics, whatever is going to suit you best. And then we can have girlfriends, so you can get the amazing hostess credit that your hostess got today. We're going to hook you up with that. And remember, she gets extra hostess credit for 2 or more people booking. And we want to keep the fun going, right? So I want to know for you guys, for that follow-up appointment, do you want it to be on a weeknight, weekend, or weekday? What works best in your schedule? And then number 3, I would love for you to give A, B, or C. And this is about the Mary Kay business opportunity. A means absolutely, I want to sign up. I want all that Mary Kay has to offer. B is buy me a cup of coffee. I've got some questions. And C is I would love to be a happy customer and see who I know, be a talent scout, and I'm sure you'll give me some free products for referring anybody that starts on your team. So A, B, or C. If you want to be a C girl, we can talk about the referral program as well and how I give prizes and free product for referrals for people to start on my team. So A, B, or C. And so you're going to do those 3 questions, you guys, and then we're going to hop over to our individual consultations.
Okay. You guys know that I love this because I love helping educate people on the difference between a business owner and an order taker because it's vast. And I was recruited into Mary Kay to be a business owner. And this order taker idea has really catapulted since the pandemic. But back in the day, Mary Kay started this in the early 60s for women to be business owners so that they could have products on hand. They could give on the spot delivery. And we used to have other companies that would make it sound like it was a bad thing. We don't have to have products, so we're better. It's easier, that we don't have to have products and you don't have to do parties. You could just sell. And now, there's people in Mary Kay that choose to do Mary Kay that way, and that's fine. As long as it's not against your contract, that is fine. But my job as a national sales director is to teach you how to build a profitable, sustainable, transferable Mary Kay business. And business owners versus order takers, business owners make far more money. They are sustainable, transferable, and profitable. The order takers, so far, I have not seen those 3 things to be true in the last 6 years. So I'm going to stick with the classic Mary Kay. So the complete collection tray, we used to have all these products rolling all over the place on this plastic tray, trying to get them to stay up while in our car. It unzipped, you pulled the plastic tray out, you had one for every person. And now we have a roll-up bag. I love what Alden said, designed by a girl. No female bias here in Mary Kay at all. But the roll-up bag I love. You demo out of the roll-up bag. You have a roll-up bag. You could have a repair roll-up bag, miracle set roll-up bag. Of course, you're putting it on the table, you're touching it, you're doing all the things, but that is what you're demoing out of, and that is how you build your inventory. New consultants build their inventory according to how many roll-up bags they want to have, because you don't need all this other stuff. You don't need stuff that you're not demonstrating. And so you want to look at for the closing sheet to match up with your roll-up bags. And generally, consultants, you do that like your director does that, because that's how she's teaching you. Her, demo roll-up bag equals her closing sheets at the end. It just makes sense. And then that's what you inventory. All 3 of those things are congruent in your business. So you want to match that up. You're going to see the closing sheets on the board that match up with the roll-up bags that you see in my videos, that you see in this Canva that we designed for a flip chart that we use. But there's so many different closing sheets, so many different ways you can load up a roll-up bag. You guys don't get caught up in that. They're honestly like, what's good are the ones that you're in front of target market Mary Kay people with. The ones that more faces wins all the time. And every single party, you get better and better and better. You start, you use the scripts that your director gives you, and then you customize as you start to hit Mary Kay average math. So something that I want you to take a look at on my website, there's a section called business owner versus order taker. If you don't know what I mean by that, or you've been recruited in the last 6 years into Mary Kay, please take a look at that. That's super important in shoring up a solid foundation in your Mary Kay business. Because if you don't understand what the target is that you're going for, you're never going to hit it. And being a successful business owner was something that I was pointed towards from the very beginning. So then I could match my decisions up towards that end goal. Very different decisions order takers make than business owners. Also, something that I included in the board is an inventory worksheet that you can fill out with the number of hours that you want to work your Mary Kay business, the amount of money that you'd like to make, and it tells you what inventory the company would suggest that you have on hand. I'm going to tell you that whatever the number is that they say, you probably need to double it, because those numbers have been the same since I started my business, when a 3,600 was profit taking inventory, and now it would be double that at least because skincare sets were $60. They weren't 100, 120, $250. And so inflation has hit every single part of our lives. It hasn't hit the inventory worksheet yet. So just double it and have a conversation with your director about what is your strategy to be a business owner? You pay it off with the profit of your Mary Kay business. The interest is a tax deduction. I wanted to start as a business owner, writing myself a paycheck so I could get out of my job because I still needed to pay my bills. The more debt you have and the less time you have, the more you need product on hand, not being shipped out from somewhere else, like on hand. That saves you the most money, allows you to keep the most amount of profit, and sets you up for your customers to see you as a business owner. That's a much different visual. If my consultant hadn't had products at that first facial that she did over at my apartment with my roommate, and I bought the skincare and the yellow concealer, she had warm booked me in a mall to be a face model, did a little before and after picture on a Polaroid camera. But if she wouldn't have had the product, I don't know if I would have gotten it. But I had my credit card there, and my credit card had a lot of other stuff on it. So when I went to the Mary Kay event, I couldn't post date a check. I don't think the company took credit cards at that point in time for product or inventory at that time. It was checks and money orders that we used to use. But she gave me the product. I fell in love with the product. That's why I went to that meeting. Otherwise, I wouldn't have. And if she would have been mailing it to me, I probably would have stopped because that's not convenient. I was working 80 hours a week. And then I started to move around the country. 4 states, 9 addresses in 4 years. With no internet at that time, she would have lost me as a customer. And that makes me really sad because then I wouldn't have gone to an event, met Debbie Moore, and us be having this conversation. So, couple things, have that conversation with your director. What do I need to do to be set up as a business owner in my Mary Kay business? And do that inventory worksheet because you want to evaluate that because this is, again, you've heard me say an apprenticing business. When you are doing your parties, there is possibly a Mary Kay consultant, director, or national sitting around that table. You have no idea. So we want to make sure that we are modeling best business practices so that if there is one, they're shown what I was shown, what a classically successful Mary Kay business, the Mary Kay Ash Way, was ran. And so I just matched myself up to that. It's very franchise-like. And that has produced 40 years, again, of the type of business, a solid foundation that stood the test of time through many economies and many, many seasons of life. Okay, we are wrapping this up with Alden's. Wrapping up the Full Circle Skincare class. Here we go.
Hey, you guys. Okay, I got so excited last time sharing the table close. I feel as if I left out a few things that I normally would do. So I wanted to make sure that I circled back to that for you guys here. Something that obviously I would talk through the whole appointment is people booking their second appointment. And something that I encourage if you are not very skilled with, or you know want to be more skilled in, is getting second appointments and bookings from bookings. Is I would incentivize people with some kind of gift for booking appointments on the spot. So I'm going to talk about that while I'm booking second appointments in their individual close. But something that I remember hearing from Kathy Halou, who was a national at the time when I was hearing this training, but she's now a retired national, a legend in Mary Kay. And you guys, one thing that really stood out to me is she would offer, when you started with any skincare set at her appointments, that you could then at your second appointment get half off on, you know, whatever it was. I think she said any color that they wanted when they had 4 or more friends. So it was incentivizing people to buy skincare on the spot. And then it was also, and no matter if it was the Duchess, the Princess, or the Queen's collection, so it's incentivizing skincare sales on the spot. And then they get, you know, half off of whatever it was for introducing you to 4 or more friends. So you get bookings from bookings that way. I encourage maybe having some eye candy on your table. So maybe a little color palette, maybe some dermo cosmetics. So it reminds you to talk about our high-end dermocosmetic line. Maybe it's a flawless face set, some products that they wouldn't try at a normal regular appointment. So you're saying an extra bonus for starting with one of my skincare sets today is that you guys can have half off on whatever eye candy product looks the best to you when we get your second appointment booked and you've got some girlfriends. So that's another, thing to help get bookings from bookings. So your business is flowing and it's not Zoom eek. Okay. And you guys, individual consultations are so, so important. Obviously, just like the table close, it has a purpose, but that's not really closing the sale. And I've talked about the individual close from the beginning of the class. So it's not weird that I'm like, oh yeah, look over there in that room, and that's where I'm going to take you one by one. I've talked about it from the beginning, so they know they've been prepped and know what's coming. And they like me by then, so they know I'm not a crazy person. And that is how we can have private conversations, because people don't always want to be talking about finances or different things in front of their mother-in-law or sister or whoever is around them. So this is how we serve people as well and give them the best customer service that we can have. And that's at an individual consultation. So that's already a preset spot. You've got, your sales sheet. They know they're bringing their customer profile, any of this stuff with them. You've already got sales slips set up there. You've got the lookbook in case you need to know prices. But honestly, nobody ever sees a lookbook at any of my appointments. They're only seeing my set closing sheet. And at my individual consultation, I'm simply going through these questions. So I would say, and also you guys, a tip is I choose the most excited person at the table, the one that I've connected the most with, because what you will find is just like birds of a feather flock together. If you have somebody that goes and buys a full collection, the majority of the rest of the people are going to buy a full Queen's collection. If you have the first person that goes, they buy, a one-off mascara, usually the rest of it follows. It's your job, because you've been with them for the skincare class, to pick the sparkler that's going to set the tone for everything. So that is something that I encourage. It's not just like let willy-nilly. It's very much like, hey, Christine, I would love to do my first individual consultation with you. Come bring your stuff, please. Okay, that's how we're doing it. And then from there, I would say, okay, Christine, can you bring Sally next? Okay, Sally, can you bring so-and-so? And I'm picking the people. Obviously, if there's somebody that has to leave right away, they go first. And during this time, they're, doing, whatever they want, grabbing snacks, anything like that. They could be doing the Skin Analyzer app, which would be fun as well. That's going to tell them all the products that they need. They need all of them. But I am sitting down for the individual consultation, and I would say, okay, Christine, I see that for number one, you put that you would take the full Queen's collection home. Is that what you'd like to take home tonight? And I wait for her to answer. So obviously I know it was a wish list. I told people to write down everything, but I'm starting at the highest, and then we can break down from there. And if she says, I would love everything, but I think I'm going to start with the Princess collection, I'm saying, great, perfect. And I'm taking the products, I'm having her take the products out. Okay, so we're not doing this. We're not doing, this. We're taking these products out. And then she gets to keep all of the rest. Oftentimes when they're taking things out, they're realizing that they want them all. This is also how, if they don't take everything with them, they're booking, so they get discounts on products and free products and benefits that way, introducing you to their friends. And then number two is, okay, Christine, now that we've, written down, I'm closing that sale. And then we're going to her second appointment. Okay, so I saw that you say weekends work best to you. Does this Saturday or next Saturday work best for you? I already know what my appointment schedule is, because I've already highlighted times in my date book that I know that I'm holding Mary Kay appointments. So I'm booking people in, and prayerfully within the next 10 days, 2 weeks max, because that has the highest hold rate. But she said weekend. So I'm, saying, okay, so I have this date or this date, which works best for you. And usually then people say, okay, let's do this date. And then you're firming that date up. If people are saying, oh, I have to check or whatever, I would say, okay, so does next Saturday sound like it is good to you? Because I can just tentatively write that down and we can firm up the details later. Because again, you don't want this to take a ton of time, but you're getting a tentative date is much better than I'll get back to you. Okay. And so then we're figuring out, like, I would ask, okay, so you got the Princess collection here. So you can get half off of, on top of, booking, hostess credit, you are also going to get half off of some products. So which eye candy set looked best to you? I'm going to write that down here so I know that I'll have that prepared for you next Saturday when we get together. And also, if there's, a gift, a hostess gift that you're giving for people that are doing bookings with you, I would have that there. So you can choose if you're offering that to her on the spot or if you're using it as eye candy and offering that gift to them at your appointment as well. And then number 3 is where they put A, B, or C. So I would say, okay, Christine, I see, that you put B down here. So that's buy me a cup of coffee. And you guys, just a side note, whether people say A, B, or C, I'm still looking over here and seeing what they say. I see that you said, the car program was what impressed you the most. And I see that if you ever did Mary Kay, that you would do it for the extra income. So I'd love to know, I know you put a C on here, but I would love to know if you ever did Mary Kay for the income, what would hold you back from giving it a try today so you can earn that extra income for you and your family? So I'm using this information here to close out the recruiting on the spot. So that's kind of how I would roll through that. If people are A's and want to sign up, they're signing up right on the spot. I'm not sending a link. They're signing up now. If people are B's, I'm booking an appointment to talk to them in the next 24 hours. If they're C's, I'm going to see if they want to be invited to a next event coming up and, get them booked for their follow-up appointments and all of that. And all of this is happening from this sheet. And then we just keep it going through all the rest of them.
You guys, that so good. So, so good. But I do want to say something. I love so many of the classic things that Alden talked about, the tentative booking approach, individual closes, why it's so important that you don't want to, Mary Kay taught us, women don't want to talk about their financial situations with their mother-in-law or friends sitting next to them when they go to the counter at the brick and mortar bougie store, which was our competition back in the day. They weren't standing there with their friends and their mother-in-law talking about their financial situation and what they should buy and what they shouldn't. And Mary Kay, her people skills were so fantastic. It was about helping that other woman feel comfortable. Something I do want to touch base on, though. I mean, you guys are watching Alden teach you after she's put in her 10,000 hours into Mary Kay. No one has, you saw her bees, her bar pins, her inner circle, triple star necklace, inner circle. She'll be an inner circle national, I have no doubt. Their triple star necklace, Queen's Court of Sales rings. You couldn't even, they're not all on her fingers. How many like $500,000 prestige trip? And she could have 2 bodies full of hands of rings. She got those from starting as a 19-year-old, not living in my house. You guys, this isn't transferable. She did not get this out of the womb. She has some amazing characteristics, but she didn't come out of the womb knowing how to book, coach, sell, recruit, knowing the things that she shared with you. And I'm not the mom that enables my children. I didn't do their science projects. Honestly, if they failed out in a class, then, that's not good. Like, what are our lessons here? Like, maybe you got to turn the homework in. Maybe you can't wait till the last minute. Like, the same thing that I coach my daughter on now and my consultants and my son who has his own business, my husband who has a business. Like, you have to do this yourself. And if you desire, I saw a woman like Alden, all decorated. And I wanted the confidence they had in getting my date book full, doing the skincare class, using the skincare class as a vehicle to build the business. But the only way I could get it was to use the script they gave me. And I held on to every single word. I wasn't winging it. I was too scared. And so I booked the 8 to hold the 5. And then I booked 8 more to hold the 5 more. And I did my pearls of sharing, which I've asked you guys, encouraged you guys, begged you guys to do since we started Shoring Up Your Mary Kay Foundation. If you haven't done it yet, please start. Start now. Better late than never. We need to catch up steam. It is mid-June, or it's the start of the seminar year. Whenever you are listening to this, it's important. But you guys, you don't gain the skill and the confidence unless you do it. And I handed my daughter CDs that she put in her car, driving back and forth to college, living over on the west side of the state, about 2.5 hours away from where she grew up. And that's how she learned these things. Boot camp is the skincare class. It's the vehicle. It's the classic skills of a Mary Kay business that I recorded when my husband left his job 10 years in as a federal agent, and we moved to Michigan because we were brand new believers, and God's like, you're going home. So we're like, okay, we're going home. And the cost of living was way more expensive here. So we tripled our house payment, quadrupled our kids' private school tuition, and I was paying all the bills because he was, helping support me, but then figuring out what God wanted him to do next. So I recorded everything and made cassettes because my base in Georgia needed to know how to build a successful Mary Kay business still. And that's what your boot camp is. You guys, that's what I mean. The bones stay the same. Once you learn the bones, this business is easy. But with technology, more knowledge does not make you smarter. More ideas, more information doesn't make you smarter. Wisdom actually is what we need. And that starts with fear of the Lord. So, but God will give you wisdom. But even if you don't know how to listen to him or don't listen to him, because I didn't when I started, the skills of this business can be learned in the repetition, using the scripts, playing by the rules of the game. That's where you gain the skill yourself. That's where you gain the confidence yourself. And so we're giving you all of the tools, but this is an apprenticeship. You earn while your customers are learning. You earn while your team learns. Directors earn while their units learn. Daleen White told me 10 times, 100 times, 1,000 times. You earn while they learn. This was never set up for you to go and do someone else's business for them. Mary Kay wanted us to have our own businesses. We're independent contractors. But Mary Kay Inc. pays your directors to teach you how to build the business because she's already built one. So you guys, there's no shortcuts. To be a pro, I've just been watching the NFL draft with my son and my husband, and I love underdog stories. Oh my gosh, I wish I had time to go through some of them, but I don't want to cry anymore. Some fantastic stories, but I love in Mary Kay, you all can have your underdog story. No matter what your past has been, you don't know anything, you're brand new, or you need to change the trajectory of your Mary Kay business. I love in this business, it's not limited by your physical skill, your mental skill, your experience, your skin color, your age, your body shape. None of that matters at all. What matters is mastering a skincare class. And to be a pro, if I was going to draft a team, I'd want women that had done 20 skincare classes. And to be a pro, if they listen to the boot camp if they listen to the boot camp series every day, they're listening to boot camp, and they do a power start every month, 10 parties. In 6 months, they become a pro. So that would be 60 parties. And they're listening to boot camp every day, like Mary Kay said, listen to a Mary Kay CD, just that resource. You could just listen to that and focus on, because you're going to get your recruits from there. You're going to have sales from there. You're going to have skincare customers from there. You're going to start team building from there. You're going to start moving up the Mary Kay career path from there. If you want to do it longer, you want to do a perfect start, 5 parties in a month, then it'll probably take a year listening to boot camp. But which is better for you, 6 months or a year? Like, pick one of those plans, and you're a pro then that I would recruit, because that means you've put the effort in and you have the bones of this business. And then I can coach you and strategize with you around life to move up. Your director can do the same thing. That's what Mary Kay pays her to do, to help you move up to your goals. But if you can't, Mary Kay always said, you can't move to parked car. A car is parked when there's no skincare classes being had. The car is parked when there is no recruiting done with your selling. There is no skincare customer base growing. That's a parked car. You do not want to be a parked car, but you get to choose. Alden was willing. Are you willing? Are you really willing? Like, if I could look through the screen and look at your date book of what you've done in the last 5 months, does it show that you're willing, of how you've invested your time, not just in education, but in doing and being out there in the field, using one of those, which is better for you, 6 months of power starts or a year of perfect starts, listening to boot camp to be a pro. And then once you have done 20 skincare classes, you know how to do a skincare class, you can apply that then to Zoom or any other formats that you want to use the benefit of technology and be able to expand geographically faster. But the in-person skincare class, and I want to tell you a quick story in closing, and I didn't ask her permission, but I don't think she'll mind. A friend of mine, Senior Sales Director Tina Francis, who, if you're in the Director's Bible Study, or Consultant Bible Study, you have heard her train and teach. And at my Michigan directors meeting, which reads and above, some wild cards, some special invitations. So check it out. We'd love to have you June 13th. Join us for our next one. But she was sharing, she was #1 in skincare classes held. She held 10 parties. She sold $3,000. All of those were in person, 44 faces. And so that averages the 3,000 was just her skincare class sale. She had more in reorders, 15 skincare classes or skincare customers new, which a third, she had 44 faces. So you want a third to buy skincare. And if you want to know what the Mary Kay math is, go onto your board, look at team 30, team 50, team 100, and pick which one you want to do in June. And it is making sure that your new faces is the ratio is congruent with how many skincare customers and how many new recruits you should be getting if you were doing a full circle skincare class in Mary Kay's target market. And so that's about $68 a face. But what Tina shared is that she just decided, instead of bargaining with herself, excusing her way out of it, she's like, you know what? I'm just going to go out and do 10 parties and be the hands and feet of Jesus. I'm going to put a skirt on and get out of my house. And her husband's like, why don't you do that? Put a skirt on and get out of the house and go and do your Mary Kay. And she did it. That was her second month. I think she did 3 parties one month, 8 parties one month, 10 parties the next month. And I may be totally like misremembering the stats, but I'm not exaggerating. And then she had 3 this past weekend, after she was being recognized as number 1 in skincare sets sold, her number of faces, and number of parties. You guys, it's a choice. It's an attitude. Like, if we're the future of Mary Kay, are you going to do it for that? That you're grateful, are you going to do it for that? If it's like you've just decided you've tried every other which way and it hasn't been successful, so why don't you go back to doing a perfect start, power start in pearls and allowing the skincare class to be the vehicle for your business? It's a lot easier than probably what you're doing, a lot more profitable, a lot more fun. And you guys, it's foolproof. It's worked for 60 plus years. It's worked for me for 40 years. It is 40 years, May 19th. That I've been building my Mary Kay business. I'm so grateful someone offered it to me, and I'm so grateful someone told me all of these things that I'm sharing with you to shore up my Mary Kay foundation so it stood the test of time. I desire nothing more than the same for you. Thank you for joining.